Tell me, would you let an individual on social media tell you how to live your life, feed yourself, how to dress, or even decorate your home? Then how come we let people try to dictate our gaming habits? There's certain individuals out there on social media that try every single day to dictate how we have fun in gaming. And to be honest, I enjoy nothing more than pissing them off and going against the authority they try to assert on me because I have authority issues. But today's featured game is extra special. It really gets fanboys' feelings up in a bunch when they find out that you're actually enjoying yourself playing the game, and rather than hating on it and wanting to somehow tear down Xbox with every single moment of your waking day. I will outline this game in just about 5 minutes. So if you have 5 minutes of time, I will show you this game in depth like you have never seen it before, in my opinion, and you will come walking away with an opinion that you should be able to determine if this game is for you or not. I highly recommend checking it out, but at the very least, don't tear somebody down for enjoying it. Let's check it out right now. So the game that's got the internet in an uproar and divided, with fanboys constantly trying to tell me what is a good game and what is a bad game, is none other than Redfall, a promising yet flawed cooperative vampire hunting adventure. Let's just start it right here, that Redfall was developed prior to Xbox's acquisition of Bethesda, and the game bears some resemblance to the leadership decisions that brought us Fallout 76. However, it also reflects the direction shift Arcane has taken since their previous titles, Dishonored and Prey. Although Redfall suffers from a smaller budget, it manages to offer an enjoyable gameplay experience with its own nostalgic art style. Our first highlight will be gameplay and story. Redfall's gameplay offers a cooperative vampire hunting experience, but it lacks cinematic cutscenes, leaving players with only small storyboard-style moments. This minimalist approach might be attributed to the game's budget constraints during the initial development stages. Unfortunately, the story itself is rather basic and fails to grip players, resembling the scattered nature found in games like Destiny. However, unlike Outriders' launch issues, Redfall does not suffer from any permanently game-breaking problems. The game isn't perfect though, and there is still some technical imperfections. Redfall has had its fair share of technical imperfections such as shadow flickering, lag, pop-in, faulty animations, and occasional AI glitches. They do not significantly hinder gameplay though. Nothing less, players might encounter situations where characters and enemies get stuck on terrain, and the game throws overwhelming groups of enemies, leading to some balancing issues. That gets us to the subject of how lifeless the world really is. Contrary to popular belief, Redfall's world is not as lifeless as some claim. Comparing it to the desolate world of Generation Zero, Redfall boasts a lively environment. Enemies are often encountered in groups capable of easily calling for reinforcements. However, the game occasionally offers moments of respite, allowing players to regroup before diving into the next battle. This brings us to the art direction and gameplay mechanics. With Redfall's art direction and character builds may not be the most realistic, occasionally evoking laughter from players. However, this intentional departure from hyper-realism adds to the game's nostalgic charm. The world of Redfall is larger than initially perceived, and with the introduction of a subworld accessible through special doors, it's reminiscent of Stranger Things Upside Down. Getting to the playtime and co-op experience, one reviewer claimed to have completed Redfall in 12 hours. It is more likely that they only explored the beginning map of the game. Redfall offers a satisfying solo or co-op experience, although the co-op mode lacks drop-in and drop-out functionality. Story progression is tied to the host player, with teammates only retaining earned XP and loot. The gameplay in Redfall might seem sluggish compared to games like Destiny, Halo, or Doom, but it shares similar tankiness found in titles like Gears of War, Evil West, and the Fallout game series. Bringing up gunplay, that gets us to the skill trees, loot mechanics, and game guidance. With character skill trees in Redfall, they are pretty straightforward, allowing players to easily upgrade and build their characters. The loot mechanics are user-friendly, eliminating the need for complex crafting systems seen in Destiny, and resource gathering is completely simplified, as picked up items are instantly converted into credits without the need for additional selling mechanics. Similar to Destiny, Redfall falls short in providing clear explanation for certain mechanics, mission objectives, and map locations, requiring players to figure out things on their own from time to time. To round this all out, Redfall is an average game with a decent gameplay mechanic that manages to captivate players and leave them wanting more. While it has its flaws, including technical imperfections and lackluster story, Redfall's cooperative vampire hunting adventure, nostalgic art style, and promising fun factor make it an enjoyable experience. If you're not playing through Game Pass, it would be wise to wait for a significant sale, as the initial MSRP of $70 might seem steep for what Redfall currently offers. Nevertheless, with proper nurturing from Arcane Studios in the form of content drops and in-game events, Redfall has the potential to grow and strengthen its community over time, much like Sea of Thieves did at launch. It is my hope that Arcane will continue to support Redfall not only with patches and optimizations, but also with meaningful content updates that expand the game's depth and engage players further. In conclusion, Redfall is far from being the best game ever played, but it also doesn't fall into the category of the worst. With its unique gameplay mechanics and nostalgic art style, it manages to provide a decently enjoyable experience. While technical issues and simplistic story may distract from the overall experience, Redfall's fun factor remains intact. Therefore, it can be considered an average game that has the potential to improve and evolve with time. If you're a fan of cooperative vampire hunting adventures, Redfall just might be worth your time and investment. Well, there you have it, everybody. A good logical look at the deadliest sin in gaming right now, and that is Xbox's Redfall. If you're like me and you enjoy pissing off fanboys and rejecting authority, you should go play this title right now to your amusement and have some fun. But keep in mind that there is going to be the select few out there that are going to refer to you, like they have with me, as a simp and part of a systemic problem in supporting what they feel are mediocre games. But you should never ever let anybody dictate to you on what you should find fun and what you should do with your own damn time and your own hard-earned money. They are just nothing more than an a-hole with a microphone and a social media profile trying to tell you what to do with your life. If you enjoyed today's content, please like, subscribe down below, and feel free to praise or berate me down in the comments section. I am Centurion1307, and keep in mind, everybody, that no matter what anybody says, you should always play the games you love on the platforms you prefer. Thank you for watching.